from 2000 from 2017 to 2018, regional marketing director from 2021 through 2025, and is assistant to the Region 5 RVP from 2023 to 2025. She continues to support IAIP's visibility of chair of the marketing task force and since last fall as the administrator for Insurance Professionals Facebook and LinkedIn pages. Brenda is a certified IAIP instructor and a seasoned presenter at both regional and international levels, including multiple community cafes. She is a frequent contributor to the Today's Insurance Professional blog, and at recent international conventions, she's been the photographer chasing us all down to get those great convention moments. Brenda is an award winner and has won numerous awards. She was a 2002 International Rookie of the Year, 2002 Claims Professional of the Year, 2013 International CWC Speak Off winner, 2023 International Risk Manager Professional of the Year. Professionally, Brenda has spent 26 years with the Hartford, serving in multiple roles and currently working in workers' compensation major case unit, where she handles complex and catastrophic claims across multiple jurisdictions. As a senior member of the team, she provides training, jurisdictional guidance, and mentorship to new field adjusters and is her team's AI champion. Outside of insurance professionals and work, Brenda proudly celebrates her Kansas City roots, shares her photography exhibits, and if you follow her on Facebook, you have seen her three hearts, William, Gavin, and Felix, and traveled along on her frequent adventures known as the Gig and Gav road trips. Whoa. Brenda?
Yes.
Do you have an opening statement for us?
I do. Thank you, Janelle. I want us to think about when we joined this association. When I was thinking about when I had been approached about running for this position, I had to think about, what do I have to offer? And I think what I have to offer is connection. And I prefer the word connection because engagement has become part of corporate speak. And so to me, engagement has become a diluted, just, buzzword that we hear all the time. What I mean when I say engagement is I want us to all remember that deep, meaningful connection, that feeling of belonging, feeling of family, feeling of community that this association offered us. And so I want to kind of share my you had me at hello moment. That's what I call it. When I first found this association and attended my first meeting, back then we had what was called the welcoming committee. So I was welcomed to the local meeting by their committee members, but each and every person there came up and welcomed me, wanted to know about me, invited me to join them for the dinner, or as I later found out, the RVP even asked me if I'd like to help work on her wreath, which was the late Thelma Cunningham, who is probably still shoving me to do this from heaven. But at any rate, I had belonged to other local associations, but I did not have that feeling, that connection, that feeling of belonging and family that you had me at hello moment that I got from this association. And so that's what I'm hoping to inspire each and every one of you for the next 4 years to remember. to remember how it felt that first time you attended and how this association that's meant so much to me personally and professionally made you feel. And I want you to help create that for our new members and for our potential members. Because if we have that deep, meaningful connection, we're not only going to survive, we're going to thrive. And so last year, when we went through all of the problems with the website crashing and losing our then management company, I got scared about losing this association, not because I did not trust the board and the EC and the past international officers and all of the people that were working on it behind the scenes, but because I was afraid of us losing that connection because we had no way or limited ways. We didn't have our usual ways to reach out and tell everyone what was going on. So that's how I became the administrator of the social media pages, and what led me to truly feel that maybe this was my time to step into the role that I was prepared. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brenda. We're going to start off with the first question. Okay. Question number 1 is, what is your biggest strength that you will bring to the executive committee?
Well, I could give the canned answer, enthusiasm or love of this association. However, I think my biggest strength is the fact that I am a right-brained person. And you may be going, what do you mean a right-brained person? Well, that's the person who has creativity. They have curiosity and they want to know why, or what if we did this? And I think that sometimes we get so wrapped up in, well, that didn't work. But why didn't it work? And how can we make it work, that we lose opportunities? So I think one of my biggest strengths I bring is the fact that I have curiosity, which is key to being a problem solver or an innovator. And so that would be my strength.
Thank you. On to question number 2. Describe how your leadership journey with IAIP has contributed to your personal and professional growth.
Well, I will say that when I first joined this association, and trust me, like I said, they had me at hello. I was ready to join that night, but they told me, no, wait till January. It's half price. So I did, but I still attended their meetings. And so as soon as I joined, it was like, hey, we'd like you to be this position or that position. And so I didn't hesitate. I said, okay. And I dove into it. And I think my leadership journey has been always where maybe I wasn't seeking the role, I wasn't strategically planning, I'm going to be president of the local by this date. I'm going to be council director by this date. I'm going to be RVP by this date. But looking at opportunities and where I could help this association. And so having that experience from local, council, regional, and serving as marketing and publications task force chair on an international level has helped me where I understand the challenges for the local association, the challenges for people's councils to keep our members, what matters to our members, because I've done surveys to ask them what matters. I'm part of the MAL group, so I understand sometimes that keeping our members at large or members without locals, feeling connected can be very challenging. And so I've learned by my mistakes that I've made in past leadership roles, and I've gotten to know people, and I've gotten to know how the association works and what we can and can't do.
Thank you. Here's a tough one. What strategies do you plan to use to help insurance professionals maximize opportunities and strengthen connections among members?
Well, and honestly, that's one I've thought a lot about. Now, I don't have all the answers. And I don't think you want somebody who sits here and tells you they have all the answers to be your leadership, because they could be the totally wrong answers. But I know we have a lot of smart people that belong to this association. We have a lot of smart people on the board. We have a lot of smart people on the EC. And we're getting to know that we have a lot of smart people that are in our management company that can assist us as well. And so I think it's important that we listen and we communicate with our members as to what matters to them. I think I've seen some opportunities that perhaps maybe my ideas aren't the best, but at least they're worth trying and learning from. For example, one of the opportunities that we have is it's very challenging to stay connected with our members virtually. And we've had like mastermind and special interest groups that kind of they were working great for a while and then they just kind of faded away. We still have one mastermind group that's still active. But why? Why did they fade away? How did we not make the connection that we needed? And I think part of that opportunity we might have is not having consistency. When we had local associations, we knew what day of the month it was and what time that our meetings were. And so we planned that. It was on our calendars, electronic, virtual, good old Franklin Covey organizer, whatever, but it was on our calendar. So we knew that that was when that meeting was, and we planned for it, or we planned that you couldn't make it that time. But I think maybe if we have scheduled meetings, that may help to improve with people showing up virtually. Other opportunities that I see is in our corporate members. And I can only speak from our Region 5 corporate members, but what we have is we have a company that buys one of our designation programs, and they sign up so many of their employees. We welcome them when they join, and then when they don't renew, we communicate with them and say, gee, why didn't you renew? Or we hope that you'll come back. We'll hope you'll reconsider. But we're not making that you had me at hello moment connection at the very beginning. I think it would be nice if we could include either a video or a Zoom, or maybe even if the location is possible, an in-person rollout for the program. Thank them for becoming a corporate member, welcome them, congratulate them on taking that step with their career and taking these courses that provide these really valuable soft skills that can make or break their career and open doors for them. And let them know that their membership gives them opportunities to more educational classes, more skills, and that not only are there those benefits, but there's also a network of people that they can reach out to, that there are maybe council meetings or local meetings or regional meetings that they can come and network with other members. I would like to see that there would be a mentorship board with some of our experienced members who are retired or semi-retired, so that they can share their wisdom, not in a teaching transactional mentorship, but a transformational one where there is a sharing of ideas and communication so that they have that connection. Maybe we only keep 3 out of the 20 when it's time, but that's 3 members we didn't have. So again, a mentorship board. We tried mentorships in the past. It didn't quite work, but maybe if we focus on transformational, where there is a sharing of ideas versus a teaching, that might be beneficial as well. And I'd like to see us get one of our best educational programs down off of the shelf and blow the dust off of it year round instead of around conference time when we say, hey, who's going to be our CWC contestant? Because communication is truly the most valuable soft skill that you can have. It's top of every hiring director's list. And you have to be able to answer questions, formulate thoughts and ideas, and express your opinions, both verbal and writing. So I'd like to see us add confidence while communicating to our virtual calendar. And the last idea I have about connections is we have a whole new generation of insurance professionals. And they are coming into organizations that have cut back on some of their training and development staff and some of their training and development time and programs to save expenses. They're kind of being thrown in the deep end with their floaties not fully inflated, and they could really use an association like the insurance professionals to help them gain some functional skills, to have someone that they could talk about their experiences with and ask questions from. And so I'd like to see us use our other tools that we have that we haven't used as much as we should have, which is our YouTube channel, The Insurance Pros. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to The Insurance Pros, because I think that is a valuable tool that we have to communicate with some of the newer generation in the insurance industry to help get our message out there.
Thank you, Brenda. Great answer. Question number 4. Complete this sentence. The biggest benefit of my IAIP membership is
continued growth. I take classes, I get filled up with inspiration and pride of what I do every year when I go to the international convention. I meet new people, I get new ideas, I have new experiences, I take classes, I teach classes. All of that contributes to my continued growth, both as a person and as a professional. And so that is my biggest benefit. It's that, again, we're going back to the you had me at hello, that deep belonging connection, that family, that community.
Question number 5. What are 2 changes that you think IAIP needs to make to retain current members and attract new members? And how would those changes help attract young and new professionals?
Well, I kind of talked about that a little bit, jumped ahead, didn't know that was a question in my answers about connections. I think we need to think outside of the box as to how we market ourselves. I talked about the YouTube channel. It's still a valuable tool that I know young and new professionals go to a lot of times to learn how to do things, how to, work on a car or to get information, or they can go there. I go there when I'm preparing to go to some place I haven't been before so that I can see, oh, yeah, I definitely want to do that. Oh, that's not as cool as it looked like it was. So that I don't miss out on things to see and do at a new location. And that's where a lot of people go to get information. So I think we need to start doing short TED Talks or informational type of videos using our YouTube channel. Like I said, we have a new group of insurance professionals who are not going to Claims University or having the level of training that many of us had. They don't understand that AOE, COE, which is what we talk about when we're deciding if a claim is compensable or not, that it's a 2-part test. We could do a 5 to 10 minute video that talks about that, or what's an EMOD, or how is a premium arrived at. These are informational videos that give them a functional foundation that help them to understand the industry that they're in. With those videos, we can include links on our website, on our social media accounts that draw people to those videos. And it again increases our marketing and the value that we offer to new members of the insurance industry. And I think retaining our current members is making sure that we listen to them. What are they looking for? And again, I think the mentorship program and being able to exchange new ideas and stay connected and have that feeling that we had when we first joined would be beneficial for our current members, our retired members, and our semi-retired members, because it still provides something for them. That's the important thing. It's like we need to find out what's in it for you. What are you looking for?
As a reminder, we will be taking a few questions at the end. We're getting near to the end of our prepared questions, so don't hesitate to type something in the chat box. Question number 6. This past year has been a challenge for our association with the unexpected closing of our prior management company. How have you helped IAIP overcome this challenge?
I touched on it a little bit when it first happened and we first were hearing about it. I reached out to Lisa and I said, let me know if there's anything I can do to help. And she said, oh, just, share positive, share reassuring, about it. If you're communicating about it, just ensure everyone that we're working on it. And so I did. And from there, a day or two later, I got contacted again and they said, hey, we're going to make you the administrator of the social media accounts. And so from there, I was in contact with the EC. I was in contact with the website, the group that was working on restoring the website, Jen Kubiak and her team, Vicki Harmon, all of those people that were working behind the scenes. And I made sure that we maintained communication with our members by posting the reel from Lisa, which got very good results, by sharing and reminding people to sign up for awards, sign up for CWC, apply for this position, apply for scholarships. And that's something that I continue to do. I like doing it. I enjoy doing it. And I think that that helped us to maintain a connection and keep people informed of what was going on when we weren't able to communicate widely through our broadcast emails or through our website. So that was how I've helped in the past year.
And it's been very helpful. I can tell you that, Brenda. The final prepared question is, what would you consider to be your greatest professional achievement? And how will that success serve you as a member of the executive committee?
That one is a tough one. I think just my role as being a mentor, both to new members through the Insurance Association, the International Association of Insurance Professionals, and at my job. Through my mentorship, I'm very happy to say that I've had 2 people that I mentored and worked with and was a sounding board for in the field who have been promoted to join my unit. They are now part of our unit. And I encouraged them that they had the skills. They just needed to have the faith in themselves that they could do the job. And they did. And they applied for it. I feel like and I hope that I've mentored some of the people that are members by being supportive of them and encouraging them and helping them solve problems or feel more comfortable that they were ready for the role, giving them guidance and assistance when they didn't have the answers. So I think that that is possibly my my greatest professional achievement that I have.
Thank you. I see that the slide has Rachel on it. Whoops. I'm sure Rachel Schubert is not interested in answering any questions in the chat.
Oh, come on, Rachel.
Does anybody, can you move on to the next one, Bob? Thank you. Does anybody have any questions for Brenda? Oh, I see one. As you become a member of the, whoops, go for it, Bob.
Well, the first one that I have is at the end of your term, what do you hope members will say changed because you were president?
Good question.
Could you repeat that? I'm sorry, I kind of missed part of it.
So at the end of your term, what do you hope members will say changed because you were president?
I hope that they say that I renewed their enthusiasm about belonging, their commitment to this association, that I brought in new members of the insurance industry, and that through our work of making sure that we have connections with our members, that we are always keeping our members what matters to them in our thoughts when we're making decisions, that we generated that reminder of you had me at hello, so that we can continue through continuing to provide education to new insurance professionals, providing leadership opportunities, or as our tagline says, that we've continued and improved on building futures together, that we've sustained this organization and the legacy of Elsie and Bertha for another 85 years or longer, that we've helped the next generation to achieve success.
Thank you, Brenda. Do you have any more questions, Bob?
Yeah, one more. So as you become a member of the executive committee and move up through the chairs, what skills will you work on to be a successful IAIP president?
Well, I think I have one of my biggest skills that I need to work on potentially is organization. I do try to stay organized, but I tend, because I'm right-brained, I tend to sometimes have squirrel. And so focus and organization will be a skill that I'll continue to work on. I think I'm fairly good at collaborating, but I don't think you can ever be too good at collaborating. So I will work on collaboration. I will work on communication skills. And that includes listening and making sure that I'm hearing what is being said, what the issue is. And communication. Communication is a skill that we all need to work on each and every day. And as I said, it's not just talking, it's listening, it's sharing, and it's working with others, because it's not just the EC. The EC works with our members, and that's how we make this association strong. We've got to maintain that connection and trying things, and innovating, and if it doesn't work, coming back, looking at why it didn't work, and figuring out how we can improve on it.
I see that Vicki Harmon has snuck in a question. Bob, can you share that with us?
Yeah, so what are you most excited about / looking forward to in your time on the EC?
Just working with people, to help this organization get stronger, to reach out and have the opportunity to maybe get to know some of the members who don't know me and that I don't have that personal connection with. That to me is something that this opportunity opens up for me. Being able to help promote this organization and market this organization and share what it has meant with potential members, with corporations, insurance companies and agencies, as to how valuable this could be to help their employees um, improve and grow and be able to be successful in their roles.
I have a question. Um, Many people run for the EC either directly after they've served as RVP or maybe a few years later. It's been quite some time since you were an RVP. Why is this the right time for you to serve and for you to run?
When I was RVP, I was adjusting to being a mom again. I wasn't, they weren't my children, but they were my child's children. I was raising two little boys, helping my son raise his two out of his three little boys. They're now adults. And so they don't necessarily need me taking them to school and doing all of the things that I used to do. They're starting their own lives. So that was part of that held me back a little bit on doing more outside after I completed my role as RVP. I had family commitments. The other thing was I just was happy being a worker bee, serving and helping out here wherever I could help out. I didn't really, this was a position that you think about kind of fleeting and you're all inspired. You're like attending Meet the Candidate and you're like, oh, that's a great idea. Oh, maybe I could do that. Or you get inspired at the installation. And so it's a fleeting moment and it's not really a planned moment. As I said, it still wasn't on my radar to do this role until last fall. And I felt that I could be a valuable resource to this association. And that's what made me decide to go forward and apply for the position after. I won't say I wasn't doing something, but I wasn't serving directly on the board for a while.
Okay, there's another. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say there is a question. Actually, it's from two people. Bob, will you read that one?
Sure. So, how is your employer's support with you joining the EC, and considering the time commitment?
And I did reach out to my direct boss. She's very excited. She's wanting to know how everything goes after she knew when I had the nominating committee interview. She wanted to know how that went. She asked me yesterday, hey, let me know how things went. I'm sure you're going to do great. So they've been supportive from a career perspective and the fact that I am a more valuable employee because of my commitment to my personal and professional development through this organization. She understands that there will be times that I have meetings to attend that will pull me away from my job. I made that very clear. She said, we'll get it worked out. I don't have any doubt that you won't be able to fulfill your job duties, and just let us know because we want to share it if you are elected. So they've been supportive. She understands about the time commitment, and they may not be financially supportive, but they've always been supportive of my commitment to this organization.
Brenda, somebody has asked for your contact information.
Mm-hmm.
Would you be able to put that in the chat?
Sure. Let me find the chat. There it is. Okay. Whoops. You're asking me to type on screen, guys. Not cool. Not cool. Whoops. There we go.
Since there are no more questions in the chat box, Brenda, do you have any closing comments, things that you thought we had asked that you want to share, or questions that now that a few minutes have gone by, you thought I should have mentioned that?
No, I think you asked the questions and I hope I answered them to everyone's confidence that I'm ready to do the job, so that maybe I've shared the vision that I have for continuing to make this association viable. As I said, connection is the key. We need to stay connected with each other. We need to remember about that "you had me at hello" moment. And I want to challenge each and every one of you at your next meeting, if it's local or council or regional or international, that you create a hello moment for someone else, that you make them feel welcomed and that they belong, that feeling of community. And I definitely want a hello moment for each and every one of our first timers at the international convention. All right? Promise me.
Thank you, Brenda. That concludes our Meet the Candidate. Before you log off, a few announcements. Every vote counts. We encourage you to vote and to share that information. Bob, can you advance some of the slides? And then these dates were supposed to be updated, and I apologize that didn't get done. The voting will be open for 2 weeks in April. The dates will be announced. And like Brenda said, Bob, can we go on again? We encourage everybody to attend the 2026 IAIP convention in Norfolk, Virginia in June. If you haven't registered, if you haven't registered yet, go to IAIPconvention.com and register today. It's June 6th through the 9th. We thank you if there are no further questions, we do thank you for your attendance today, and we thank Brenda for her time and her thoughtful answers, and for applying to run for international secretary. I know that that is a big decision. Thank you, everyone.